So I'm standing outside on my deck. I'm gonna flip the camera and you can see about how far away I placed my compost bin. All right. That's just down the hill and is right behind that wood pile. And today, this is where I put my compost. We fill up this bucket about every 2 days. And so in it, I've just got a tea bag, banana peel, carrot peels, some celery, some old cauliflower, and down in there is some orange peels. So this is the other side of that wood pile that I took a picture of from that deck. And right down here are my 2 bins that I use. And that's my old bin. I'm not using that anymore. I keep bricks on them just in case some animal like a possum wants to come in here. Happened on my old bin. Okay, so inside my bins, this one I keep covered with some leaves, but this would be all worm castings. When I move it around, you'll see worms in there. In my other bin, it is not as far along. So this is actually mostly cardboard. If I get down in there, you can see this is primarily shredded cardboard, but there's a lot of organic material, and a lot of progress has been made on this in the last week. So I suspect there's probably some action going on in there as well. All right, so we had that Hurricane Helene come through, and I have perforations on the lid of the box lid that I have drilled, and that lets in water, which is a mistake for worm composting because this becomes overly wet and they get out of there because they don't want to drown. Now I dug this hole here for the purpose of putting in my new composting. I'm going to put it in there and I'm going to bury it. And let's see, I'm going to move around a little soil. We'll just see if anything else. Oh, I just saw, there's one guy right there. Interestingly, with worms, they can actually regenerate most of their body. They could actually have 2 heads, in fact. Freaky as that sounds. They can have 2 butts too, but they wouldn't live very long if that's how they ended up regenerating. Okay, here we go. Drop all that food in there. Oh, I also had some eggshells that I ground up and put in there this time because I read that they like to have a little bit of grit in their diet. It helps with their digestion, so I ground up some eggshells. Bust up that apple down in there. There we go. Just a few bits of kitchen scraps. And now I'm simply going to bury it back up. And the guys will come and have a feast. I buried stuff into the other corners. Now I buried some onions down in there, and they actually would not like onions. That is a flavor they don't go for. I'm digging in there to see how well they've gotten into this corner. Yeah, they ate everything in this corner. They ate everything. Okay, so they're eating well. And it's weird that I can't really find them. I feel like they've probably left this bucket for now. That's a shame. Over on this side, let's see. I can see a carrot over here. There's some old food scraps down in there. Oh, there's a worm. There's a few worms. There's a few moving around. There's a red wigglers. I think they're called Eisenia fetida, would be their Latin name. I'm going to go ahead and dig a hole in the corner, just like the last one. Actually, I guess I'm not, because I already used up all my compost. I'm going to leave this one alone. Nothing more needs to be done. I wish I didn't have water getting in there. That was a mistake. One thing I do need to do, though, is introduce microbes. So for that, you can see I have a few leaves at the top. I'm going to go get a few leaves and just put them in there on the top layer. I might actually push them down in a bit to inoculate this with some microbes, because that provides the food that the worms actually like to eat in addition to my kitchen waste.